welcome everyone. I will give it 30 seconds while we're just waiting for people to come in, and then I will get started. But thank you very much for joining today. Always like doing webinars, like actually being able to impart some knowledge on people and teach you some new things. And getting more students is always good subject. Super. All right, okie dokie. I will get started then. If I haven't met you before, my name is Laura, full name, Laura-May Watkins. It's very nice to see all of your lovely faces here and some nice profile pictures from people as well. Always like seeing those. I'm going to be delivering a webinar today about 5 ways to get more students. There's probably a couple more ways in there than 5 actually, but 5's a nice number to give a title to. So let's get started. That is me, in case you can't recognise me to the picture. I am an ex-Baby Ballet franchisee. I had my franchise for about 15 years, and at its top end we had 750 pupils attending classes weekly and 10 members of staff. So I do know what I'm talking about when I say getting children into your children's activities business. I run have run a couple of other businesses. I still own a dance shop that I run with my husband John. But I've had various other companies over the years, greetings card company, cleaning company, etc. But I now help mainly children's activity providers fill their classes and get more people into them, which is what we're going to talk about today. I do have a little freebie for you. I will pop this up again at the end. If you want to scan that QR code, this will take you to a little download, and it has loads of retention strategies for keeping people in your classes for longer. But I will show that again at the end if you don't get a chance to do it right now. All right, so let's kick off with the good juicy stuff. I am going to talk about events first of all. I feel like loads of events happen this time of year, so it's quite a good one to start with. When I'm talking about events, I'm talking about school fetes, summer fairs, village fairs, general open days that community centres and things might have. If possible, and you have the time and capacity to attend events yourself, they can be absolutely beneficial. If you can't, sending some sort of raffle prize or leaflets. A lot of schools will let you pop leaflets in goodie bags for like £10 to give out a couple of hundred. And generally speaking, if you are children's activities, you're going to be really, that's your target market in a school. But community centres, church fairs, they will do exactly the same kind of thing. So if you can give a raffle prize and some leaflets, great. But if you can attend in person, even better. Have a really nice looking stand. Make sure it is absolutely covered in all your branding, your logos, what it is that you do. So it is blatantly obvious to people exactly what it is you want people to sign up for. Then ideally have something that children can be getting on with while you can talk to the parents about your classes. If you are looking at little ones coming to classes, bubbles are really good. Colouring pictures are really good. If you run any sort of drama classes, dance classes, sports lessons, fitness lessons, that kind of thing, having a little interactive session that people can sort of jump in and out of is really useful. If you're going to do that, I would pop up a little board saying like free demo on the hour, every hour for 15 minutes, and people can, you know, hopefully adults stand around, you get children joining in, doing something with them that it is that you do in class anyway. It doesn't have to be a complete class. It doesn't have to be an like absolute masterpiece of work, but playing like a fun little game with them that teaches something that you do, or having just something they can join in with. If you can involve like music in that, or just something that looks really exciting, you'll get more people as they're coming past want to join in. Even better if you can get a couple of your existing students to come and like bolster the numbers first of all, and just help out. That's absolutely brilliant. If you can get someone else to run that, or you run that and have someone else go around and talk to parents, really useful as well. That you can actually go and tell them a little bit about your classes, how they sign up, all of that kind of thing. So you're actually interacting with them rather than just having this session and then they all depart afterwards. So on that, make sure you are collecting people's information if you run events. I used to have so many people within the franchise Baby Ballet that I was part of that would go, oh yeah, I've done school fates and I never get anything out of them because people just don't sign up then and there. And I would say, well, what are you doing to get their information? That's how you control how they will come to the class. If you just hand someone a leaflet and go, come along to class, here's how you book, they're probably not going to do it because their mind's distracted. They'll get home, they will have forgotten all about you already. If you can run a competition at an event, absolutely brilliant. I'll go through a little process of how to run a competition in a nice little speedy setting. So have a really good tangible prize that people are going to want to win, but related to your classes. Don't, for example, give away like an iPad because you'll get every Tom, Dick and Harry who wants to enter. And it certainly doesn't have to be iPad value either. Something like a free half term of classes, a free uniform, something that is related to your business. Give that away as your big top prize. Get people's information. It can either be on a form that they fill in, it might be a QR code that they scan and they just put in their name, their email address, and their phone number. I would only recommend getting name, email address, phone number. You can add more. You could add more to that, like, oh, what's your child's age? What are they interested in? What's their name? But the more questions you ask someone, the less likely they are to actually fill that form in. So keep it really bare minimum for a competition. We can always go and get that information further down the line. Then, once your day is over and you've collected all of this info, ideally that evening or first thing the next morning, thanks for entering our competition, everyone. We are so excited to announce the winner. We're going to be doing that at 8 p.m. tonight. So make sure you log back into your emails tonight at this time. Even better if you can do it live on Facebook, Instagram, etc. Build up a little bit of buzz about it. Get it out on your social media. We're going to be announcing our winner here. Then when you announce the winner, you pick one person out of a hat or an online thing, something like that. So it's completely random. Oh, you know, blah, blah's won. And this is what they've won. They're going to be able to come to class this term for free. And they've got a whole uniform. So they're going to turn up looking exactly the part, make a big buzz about that. That winner, however, then becomes the least important person. Yes, follow up with them if they don't claim their prize. Email them, tell them that they've won their prize, give them a call, tell them they've won, all of that. But then everyone else whose information you've collected becomes your important people and who you want to contact. They all win second prize. And second prize might be one free class. It might be a half price class. It might be a free t-shirt when they book a term. Whatever it is, that is the second prize that they can claim. And we're then going to do a marketing campaign along getting them to book whatever it is. So I would, if it was me, I would email them and say, really sorry, you didn't win top prize. However, you have won second prize, and that is a free half price trial. That's what I used to offer. So I did a 3-week trial that was £25 normally. They could book that for £12.50, but you have to claim it in the next 7 days. Put a time limit on everything. Otherwise, you'll have people like 2 years down the line going, oh, I won that prize. I've never actually claimed it. Make sure you put a time limit on it. I would then send a little text message. Oh, we've just announced our winner. Was it you? Check your emails to see. Because then again, you're creating a bit of buzz. Oh, did I win? I've gone on to my emails. Oh, I got second prize. That's great. I'm then going to add some more emails, some more text messages, increasing in the time span that I send them as it comes towards those 7 days that they need to claim this prize by. So on the first day, I'm saying, great, you've won second prize. 2 days after that, maybe, oh, you haven't claimed your prize yet. Another day after that, text message, just a reminder, you still need to claim your prize. And then, oh, there's only 48 hours until this offer runs out. 24 hours till it runs out, 12 hours until it runs out. Are you going to miss out on booking a half price trial? That's the kind of momentum we want to be doing. People don't follow up with potential customers enough. So making sure you follow up with people, and I'll come on to that again in a little bit, is really, really important. When I have run events and done competitions like this at from events, I would sort of a standard event for me, school fete, I've maybe paid £20 to get there and had to give a raffle prize in, which is costing me maybe another £30. I'm giving away like a little mascot bear and a free trial, something like that. I'm then running a competition. I've given away a free term of classes and a free uniform, maybe £100 sort of total. So it's cost me maybe £150 to put this on as an event and a competition. But I would, on average, get about 200 people that have entered my competition. From that, I would get at least 50, 60 that would sign up to that half price trial. And from that, about 40 to 50 that would then book for beyond that trial. So I was making a lot more money than that sort of initial £150 that I've spent. So it's definitely worth doing, running some sort of competition like that. So make sure at events you collect people's information and you run a competition. Forget about the first place winner, not completely, but they become least important. Everyone else wins second place, and they are your important people that you want to get into your classes. A few little caveats with this: make sure you have the time after an event to follow up with people. Really important. If they're going to be ringing you or emailing you back or texting you back, you don't want to be sending out that, oh, you've won second place when you teach all day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You don't want to be sending out first thing on a Tuesday morning because you're not going to have a chance to reply to them. So make sure you've got the capacity to reply as well. And then here we go. That is exactly what I was saying there. Make sure you've got the availability to reply to people, and make sure you use that information and follow up. I would also add on there, you can add those people then into an email sequence. If they don't book with you this time, they might still book in the future. And I certainly had that before, that people wouldn't necessarily book off of the back of running the event, but they would book maybe 3 months, 6 months down the line. They would go into an email sequence and I would send them stories about children that had done well in class, send them a bit of information about me, why I started my business, any sort of special offers we had going on, all of those kinds of things. Just reaching out and building that know, like, trust factor with people. So here's a little bit of information about me, learn to know me. Here's a little bit of something about a child that's done really well, building some trust up, and then getting them to like me as well. So just seeing me, sending them regular emails. Here's what we do. This is what we're really good at. So number one, events and a nice little follow-up system after you have run an amazing competition. So moving on to places to advertise your classes that you might not have thought of. This is actually a different QR code. I usually only give one out to people, but I do have a download that's free. It's over 70 places that you can advertise your classes. A lot of them are free, some of them are paid for, but here's a few that you might not have thought of. So wearing your uniform in public. I would always be in a baby ballet hoodie wherever I was going, especially if I was going to a soft play centre or I was going to be walking down the high street, anything like that, always logoed up. People can always see what I'm doing. And the amount of times people would come and ask me questions, or I would often have it as well. I had a teacher of mine used to drop her little one off at school and she'd then go straight to class. So she was in uniform. Brilliant for me because advertising to loads of people. And then I had someone ring me and they were like, oh, do your children go to name of the school? And I was like, no, that's not my children, but that's actually your teacher's children of the class you're going to. So it was quite a funny little roundabout way that they'd come to discover us. But she saw my teacher in uniform all the time and booked classes off of the back of that. Supermarket and coffee shop notice boards. Loads of people forget about these. In my handbag, would always keep a little stash of A5 leaflets, a little stash of A4 posters, and some drawing pins in my handbag at all times. And anytime I saw some form of notice board where I could pop a poster on it, I would do. Coffee shops are usually very happy for you to just pop them on there, especially if you've bought a coffee. I would, get to the front of the queue and go, oh, is it all right if I stick a poster on the board? And they are more than happy for you to do that. Supermarkets, they're normally sort of on the way out, so you don't even really need to talk to anyone. I would normally go to customer services and just say, oh, can I pop a poster on the board, just to check that they're happy with that, but that is what the notice board is there for. And I am always amazed at how many people don't realise you can just go and stick a poster on them. So definitely worth doing. Shops in your target market, especially independent ones. So I say this as my dance shop owner hat on. We again have a notice board in our dance shop of loads of dance classes, drama classes, singing lessons, anything that is related to the performing arts, we will put on there, and teachers will just come in and be able to stick their posters up on there. We are really happy for people to do that because we have a lot of people that will come into our shop, especially if they've just moved to the area, and go, I really want to know where to send my child to dancing. Can you help me out? So if you run a sports class, golf lessons are really good for this. If you can go into a golf shop and go, can I give you a poster to pop up about our classes that we run? They are probably going to be really happy for you to do that. Or if you can't put it up, they might have some leaflets that they can put on the table, or even just to have your name in their mind, that if someone comes in and goes, oh, I really want to learn how to play golf, they've just got your name there. So try and think of a couple of businesses that might be related to what it is that you do. And on a similar sort of line, if you only teach children, but there is a similar adult class that runs near you, also offering it to those parents. One of my clients that I work with runs language lessons, Spanish lessons to be particular, and she is in quite there's quite a lot of a Spanish community around where she is. However, she does have a lot of parents who perhaps one of the partners is Spanish and then the other one isn't. So I suggested to her that she do a sort of transfer of information with an adult class compared to her children's class. And she found it really useful because she would have a lot of parents that have perhaps just married into a Spanish family and they want to be able to speak a bit more for when they go and visit their partner's family abroad. And then they also want their child to be bilingual. So by giving out leaflets at the adult version of the class, they then knew that they could bring their little one along to a Spanish class as well. It's helping them because they're still learning a little bit more Spanish, plus their child is picking up some as well. So if there's anything related to what you do, but an adult version or an independent business, go and have a little chat with them. See if you can do a little bit of swapping marketing. The next one, your local council website. Loads of people forget about this as well. Your council will usually have some form of business directory on it, which is normally free to advertise on because they want you to do well. And you can just ask and get your details added onto it. Really easy. I'm just going to have a quick slurp of my drink because I talk too much doing this and then end up going all croaky. And then the last one I've put on here is military sites. If you are near any Navy, RAF, Army bases, they will probably have funding for children's activities. You will need to talk to usually like the community director or community support person. They are the ones you would want to contact. But if you was to just ring the main gate, they should be able to direct you to who it is you need to talk to. But they usually have funding for classes. I've got a number of friends who are in the military and they can take their little ones to classes for free. They're put on by the site. So it might be that you can go in there, offer a class, and that you're actually going to be paid for running that class. Or the other way around, you might be able to hire a venue that they've got on site. Again, a lot have halls, big sports centres, etc., that you might be able to run classes in. So that they will also then advertise your class on site because they want to do so much for the families that are there. So that's a really good way to get your name out even further. All right, follow up. As I was mentioning earlier, people do not follow up with people enough when they inquire about a class. I cannot rave about this enough. I was doing an event this weekend and it was an in-person event, so I was able to ask people to pop their hands up and stuff. I won't do that now. But I said, right, someone emails you and they ask about your classes. What do you do next? And someone was like, oh, I emailed them back with some information. I went, great. What do you do after that? And everyone went silent. Absolutely everyone. It's like, does anyone email them again? Does anyone give them a ring? Does anyone do anything? Well, that's it. They ask once, oh, hi, I'm interested in your thing. Here's some information. and then we just allow them to disappear off into the distance, and we never ever talk to them ever again. Parents especially are extremely busy people. They will forget that they wanted to book their little one into a class. They will forget that they needed to book summer holiday camp. They will forget that they needed to book their child's birthday party. Whatever it is, they need following up with. It doesn't have to be really salesy, really pushy. If someone asks for information, they are interested in your class. So yes, reply to that, give them some of the information that they want. If you don't hear from them, send another email or give them another ring. However they've got in touch with you generally is how I would say get in touch with them. Give them another ring, another email. Hi, I'm just following up. I noticed you hadn't booked as yet. Have you got any other questions that I can help to answer? Something simple like that. It doesn't need to be like, you need to book a class right now. Just really happy, just ask, be as helpful as possible. That's what I'm trying to get at. So have you got any more questions? What would help you to book a class right now? That kind of thing. Again, if you don't hear from them, you might do what I was talking about earlier. So send them some example stories of how people have done well from your classes, what kind of things they've learnt in class. Send them a little bit of information about you. Again, building up that know, like, trust factor. If you have exhausted all other opportunities to reach out and contact them, I would suggest this 3-line email. Really, really simple. Hi, their first name. Are you still interested in the thing? And that might be art classes, singing lessons, or it might be the name of your business. Completely up to you. You might want to give it a little test and see what one works better. And then from your name. That is it. Don't put anything else. Don't put a special offer in. Don't put in that you've only got 2 spaces left. Literally just send these 3 lines. So hi, their name. Are you still interested in whatever it is that you do from your name? Really easy. It's not salesy. It doesn't come across as like too desperate. You're just reminding them that you're still there and you would like them to book a class. I put this email in particular down to tripling my profit in 12 months. Prod it. This is when my dyslexia comes out and I can't actually see it until I've put things on. Should be profit. I nailed this in my last maybe 18 months of running my business and completely tripled my profit in 12 months just from sending this email. So exactly as I was saying, if I had contacted someone a number of times and not heard from them, I would send this email. I would then send it again if I still hadn't heard from them 3 months after I'd last sent it. And I would send it again 3 months after that, so 6 months after. I would also send it to people that had left the previous term. So we used to run 3 terms a year like the schools do. So the autumn, spring and summer term. If they left in the autumn term, I'd give it spring, let things settle down. They've only just left, but I would email them again in the summer and say exactly this. Hi, their first name. Are you still interested in baby ballet from Miss Laura? And the amount of people that would come back and go, yes, she has not stopped going on about coming back to ballet. So I'd really like to book. I was looking around for other classes because they feel a little bit embarrassed. They don't want to come back and be like, oh, actually, can we rebook a class? But if you reach out to them and say, are you still interested? The amount of people that would book after that is absolutely phenomenal. The worst thing they're going to say is no. And I did get a few of those emails as well. Hi, Miss Laura. No, I'm not. Thanks. All right, no worries. I will take you off my mailing list. I know I don't need to invest my energy in contacting you anymore, but at least I know that. So I would really recommend sending this email out. If you take one thing away from this webinar, go back, where are we now? 24th of June. Go back through May and June and see all of the people that have messaged you and have disappeared off the face of the earth because you've sent them some information and they've not got back to you, and send them this email and see what you come back with. I would put money on a number of them being interested in coming along to classes after you've sent them this, because they've just simply been too busy to book whatever it was that you offer, and you've reminded them, so now they want to book it. So definitely give this a go. I'm going to move on to parties as well. when I say parties, also special events, like summer workshops, Christmas ones, Halloween, Easter, just general, I don't know, something related to something big that's going on at the moment, like a film that's come out, something like that, some sort of party or special workshop. If you don't offer them as yet, you could be really missing out on getting some new customers in. I've put a whole system for your current customers and getting them to book parties in that little download that I spoke about earlier, which I'll pop the QR code up for again in a minute. There's a whole system in there. You can literally copy and paste it and get people to book parties that way. But I'm going to talk about some other ways that you can get new people in through doing parties. So when I was running my dance school again, I would run a Halloween party, a Christmas one, Easter ones, and summer workshops as well. And our summer ones had kind of different themes. We would do one about Cinderella every year because it is originally a ballet. We would do one about actual just like summer and going to the beach. We would do one about the zoo, one about the farm. Again, I was talking to preschoolers, so these might not all be relevant for depending what age you cater for. But I would run these workshops over the summer, or parties, depending how you want to call them. And different things work with different age groups and different sort of geographical areas, so it might be worth playing around with names as well. I would initially offer them all out to my current customers and they got priority to book them. Oh, you know, same sort of things we were talking about earlier. You've got 7 days that you have priority to book these classes and building up a little bit of buzz again. You know, there's only 48 hours left while you've got priority to book classes. Only 24 hours left, only 12 hours left. Make sure you book before the time runs out, that kind of thing. Then I would offer them out to more people. So I would then send all my customers an email again. Oh, we've now opened them out to the general public because some people still haven't booked. So now they know they still can book, but also everyone else can book. Would you like to bring your friends along to come along to a party? And that's a really good one. It's a really simple line you can add into an email. Have you got any friends that would also be interested in this? Parents have lots of WhatsApp groups going on. I'm sure those of you that have children in especially primary schools, secondary schools too, but you know how many WhatsApp groups you're in for, you know, this class and then that after school club and that thing. And as soon as one person puts in there, oh, I've booked him into this to do in the summer, the amount of other parents that are like, hang on a minute, you're booking summer things already. I need to book summer things. What's that link? I'll just book them in as well because you've already booked it. So it must be good because you're going. And, you know, my little one gets on with your little one. So that at least they know someone. So let's book that as well. So if you can just add in a little line on emails when you start sending these things out, it's just that little line of, have you got any friends that would be interested in this? It's really, really simple way to get more people to come along to your parties or workshops or whatever you're doing. If you're running like actual birthday parties where a parent has paid for you to come and do a party, giving out some information in a non-salesy way during that party can also be a good way to get other people into your classes. The best example I ever saw of this was a magician, and I was helping at a church fun day. Actually, I was teaching a bit of dance over the course of the day, but they had a magician come as like the last session, and he gave out, they were just like A5 leaflets, but it was made to look like a banknote, but it had all of his information on it. So like, imagine like one of our banknotes now where like King Charles's face was like his, but doing something, and then like the words over the top, like whatever it says on a banknote, I should know this, like I agree to pay the bearer the sum of whatever, said, you know, magic Dave's magic parties, whatever the term was, and then had all his information, like his phone number and everything on it. And these children were going mental over getting one of these notes each. And he was very clever that he made sure he gave every single one over the course of the sort of 45 minutes that he was there. And they were all like, oh my God, I've got money. Ah, really excited that they had this thing. But he's actually just given them all a leaflet. So they've gone home like, oh, Mum, look what I've won. And the mum's like, oh, it's just a leaflet. But you must have enjoyed this because you're clearly really excited about this leaflet and showing it to me. So, you must have been really good. So you must have enjoyed that. So if you can do something like that in a birthday party and give away something that is marketing for you, but doesn't necessarily come across as that initially to customers, that's a really easy win as well. I used to give out colouring pictures and would have all our information on the bottom. Again, really simple. Used to cost me absolute pennies, but I would give all the children one at the end of the party. And I wouldn't tell the parents about this initially either, because it's a nice little added bonus at the end. I would just be like, oh, I've got some colouring pictures to do. Once they've finished eating, that's how I used to run my parties. I would do the first little bit. I'd then say, go and eat. And then I would start giving out colouring pictures as they're sort of finishing eating and be like, oh, that will keep them entertained for like the last 10 minutes before the parents come back. And then they've got this colouring picture they're proud of. Again, they're going to take it home, but it's got all of my details all along the bottom of it. So when they go, oh, grown-ups, look what I've got, they're just really excited. Parent knows they've enjoyed themselves because they're excited about this thing. And then hopefully they come along and book a class off of that. A birthday party, you're not going to be able to collect people's information. That's far too salesy to go around to the parents and be like, hi, would you like information on classes? Can I offer you this? And I'm sure the parent that's paid for the class isn't going to be too happy if you do that. But giving children something to go away with that's got your information on can help bring more people into your classes and your normal classes, not just your workshops, parties, whatever it is you offer, extra little bits. That little leaflet, like the money one, could also be useful at an event, going back to what we were talking right at the start, giving those out as a little prize to people. I'm hopefully getting some little cogs whirring in your heads right now that you can go, oh yeah, right, I could do that thing, I could do that, I could do that. So that is hopefully what we're aiming for. Right, moving on to my last one. And I wanted to put this one in because it's prime time to do this right now. Again, I'm just going to quick slurp my drink. Talk too much. It's prime time to do this, like a school holiday adventure. Sounds very exciting. It is basically like your reading adventures you would get from the library. We didn't have very much money growing up, so that's where we used to spend our summer holidays, was in the library doing I'm pretty sure it's meant to be like one book a week that you read and you get a sticker on a card saying that you've read that book. I'm pretty sure the most we ever completed it was 6 times because we were just in the library all summer holiday reading books because it was cheap and free and, easy to get to. So it's on the same kind of lines as those. What you're going to do is reach out to a couple of local and ideally child-friendly businesses and create some form of treasure hunt. This might sound daunting, bear with me. We've already spoke about some of these people before. Remember I said I ran a dance shop. If a dance school came up to me and said they were doing this, brilliant, fantastic, come on in. I would absolutely love to have you. Other places you might think of, children's hairdressers, children's clothing shops, coffee shops and stuff will work as well. Not suggesting give children coffee, but the parents will want to go there. So really useful. Anything along those lines, or any sort of landmark as well that you might have in your town, village, wherever it is, city, wherever it is that you are. And you're going to make either a card up or it can be a PDF. It doesn't even need to cost you anything. This is only going to cost you time and potentially a little prize at the end, but that could be free as well. I'll come on to that. I'm rambling. So you're going to create some sort of little treasure hunt card thing. And either you ask the shops or businesses, can people come in and get a little stamp on their card? And then once they've got all the stamps, they can come back to you and go, yeah, I've got all the stamps. I can get my prize now. Or you don't even need the businesses to stamp them. You ask the parents to take a picture of the business and send them in, or put them on like a social media sort of platform, depending how you want to work this. A couple of different options. So it might be thinking of like my local town centre. This is probably going to take one morning or one afternoon. That's it. There's maybe going to be 8 different places the children have to visit. And they're either going to go with their little card and they go into the business, get a little stamp for each one that they go to, or they go along, stand outside, parent takes a picture of them in all 8 places and then pops them on social media going, yeah, we did our school holiday adventure today. Now, where do you come into this? I've added extra things on there I didn't know were there. What you're going to get after the end of that, once people have completed that, they're going to bring it back to you, or at least take a picture of it, send it back to you. And from doing that, they're going to get a free class to come along and try your class for free. Again, it might not be a complete free class. You might want to do a half price trial. You might want to do something else, but just something that they're going to come along to your class and give it a go. It's a really good activity to run over the summer because parents are, those of you that are parents will know about this. You are going crazy by the end of the summer holidays because it's 6 whole weeks that you need to fill with things to do. Plus, everything is so expensive. Whereas doing this, where they just need to either print off a card or it's going to be free because they're just taking photos on their phone, is a really good way to get people thinking, interacting with your business and other businesses as well. I've put some other places on there as well. Soft play is really good. Local farms and zoos, get people to take pictures of them. It might be they can do all of this adventure in one day. It might be that it takes the whole 6 weeks. Doesn't really matter. It's up to you how you run it. But you're just looking for someone to come back to you with either a card with these stamps on or all of these pictures on social media that they can send you, tag you in them, tag all the other businesses in them. And then out of that, they get a free class or a free something or a half price class or a half price trial, something along those lines. It will be great for the parents because they will have something to do with their little ones. It's great for all the other businesses because they're getting footfall coming through. And it's great for you because you're then going to get people that book that free or that half price class at the end of it. Plus, it gives you lots of things to post on social media over the summer, which can be a bit of a flat time if you're not necessarily running classes and workshops. You can, go, oh, we've had Louisa today completed her school holiday adventure. Well done. And she's coming to her free class in September because she's booked that. Or, oh, we've just popped into Betty's Cafe and they've agreed that if children get their cards stamped here, they can get a free baby chino as well, something along those lines that just gets you out there. It gets your name out into the community, and more people then, especially in all those businesses, when they are when they're chatting, when someone goes, oh, I've really been looking for an activity for my child, you're going to be first of mind because you're the last person that they interacted with, or they've seen your poster because it's on the notice board that is there. So this kind of thing, it might take you a little while to put together, but you could probably do it in a day, half a day, something along those lines, depending how many businesses you already know. But it will just get your name out. You'll get people talking about you, give you things to post, etc. So that's going to be my final one to talk about there. So a little quick recap of things we've spoken about today. So talking about events that we did right at the beginning, summer holiday, school fetes, church fairs, community centre open days, all those kinds of things, getting stands at them. Following up with people using that 3-line email. If you don't do anything else today, do that. Running parties and workshops for people, that school holiday adventure that we just spoke about, where people can either get a card or tag things on social media, and then thinking of some other places that you might not have thought of to advertise as well. So going back through those, there were military sites, coffee and supermarket notice boards, some others on there that have all slipped out of my mind, but you can watch the replay and check what they all were. And then there are 2 little QR codes on there. The one in the right-hand corner is 70 different places that you can list your classes. And then the one in the middle at the bottom is a retention strategies ebook that you can download. But I'm going to stop talking now and take some questions if there are any. Let me know. I'm more than happy to answer about anything I've spoken today, anything I've spoken about today even, or anything else that you might have a question about your children's activities business. So let me know while I have a quick slurp of my drink again. This is when everyone goes really quiet and no one wants to say anything. Has anyone got any questions? I'll give it another 30 seconds, and then if not, I'll release you all back to your day to go and implement at least your follow-up email.
Can I ask, how often a week do you think we should post on Facebook and social media? Or you may have answered
Um,
at the beginning.
Very broad answer. I think whatever you're going to do, as long as you do it regularly, that's the key. So I personally try and post every day, Monday to Friday, and that's what I do every single week. Um, just the once each day. If you're only going to post 3 times a week, just make sure you do that regularly 3 times a week. If you want to post 3 times a day, that's fine, but do it 3 times a day regularly. Don't suddenly have a week where you're like posting 20 times a day on stories and then posting like every single thing loads and loads over the course of the day, and then the next week do nothing. One, the algorithm doesn't particularly like that. It likes it when you're consistent. Two, people would just be like, whoa, where's she gone? Oh, she's appeared again. Whoa. So whatever you do, just do it consistently and do what works for you. For me, Monday to Friday is fine. I don't want to have to think about it at the weekend. So I personally like doing the majority of my social media as and when. I don't tend to pre-schedule too many things because I get distracted and go, oh, that's a really cool video. I could make that. And I like to do it while it's fresh. But whatever you do what works for you and do it regularly is what I would say. I know that's probably not a, yes, you need to post this many times and at these times of the day, but do what works for you and regularly.
I'd say so. I'm just in terms of posting on other Facebook groups, I'm just worried about
Right.
saturating them.
Yep. For Facebook groups, I would say have a little list of when you can post in them, because lots of them will have, oh, you can only post on a Monday or a Tuesday when it's a full moon and it's in December, whatever the rules are. So have a little spreadsheet of this is the group, this is when I can post, and this is what I posted. And what I would suggest for Facebook groups is if you think of like a 3 by 3 square, so it's got 9 squares in it, come up with 3 pictures, 3 bits of text, and 3 videos, and then chop and change them all. So have 1 bit of text with 1 video that you put in one group, and then in the next bit, you might have the same text but with a picture. And then the next group, you'll have the same picture but a different bit of text. So that even if people were in all of these different groups, you're not completely saturating them with exactly the same thing. People will resonate with different photos and different videos. So they might scroll past the first one because that picture just didn't, for whatever reason, didn't appeal to them. But then the next picture they see and they're like, oh my God, this looks really good. I want to learn more about that and actually read the post. But it might be that language, for whatever reason, in that post doesn't resonate with them. But then they see a different wording and a different picture in another group, and that clicks with them, and that's when they actually book. Does that help answer? Fab.
No, it does. But in terms of like let's say I'm posting on the same Facebook groups once a week to advertise our holiday
Yep.
clubs. Is it okay to do the same post once a week, or would you suggest
I'd
changing the
suggest
post?
mixing it up a bit.
Yeah,
It can be similar, but
yeah,
even just playing around with the formatting of the actual post. If you haven't got time to
right.
sit and do loads and loads of posts,
Yeah, yeah,
it might be the one week it has whatever, this club is running these dates.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then the
yeah.
next week at the top, holiday club is £20 a day or whatever.
Yeah,
Because that's going to be the line people see. And again, different things resonate with different people. The dates, oh yeah, right, we're free that week. Oh, that price is really good. Oh yeah, they
yeah,
really want to learn to make paper mache, whatever it is.
yeah. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Any other questions? While I have another slurp from Mike Grabowski mug. Got quiet. All right. Well, I will say goodbye then. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. Please do give me a follow on social media. I'm more than happy to answer questions outside of here. So if you suddenly leave this, which is what I always do, when people go, "Have you got any questions?" I go, "No," and then leave and instantly go, "Oh, I should have asked that." So if you have any questions, do feel free to just ping me a message or an email and I will answer then. But thank you all very much for coming and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
So much.
No, you are very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.